Hello, this is State Senator Glenn Gruenhagen coming to you from St. Paul with a very critical message on earned sick and safe time and paid leave. These are new laws that are going to affect every employer in the state of Minnesota. I have a letter here from a small business owner who became aware of this. And this small business owner in this letter said they employ dozens of people in their community. As an employer, they pay over $750,000 a year in wages to these employees. So they carry a huge responsibility of dozens of families' livelihoods. This program, Earned Sick and Safe Time and Paid Leave, these programs were meant to help employees, but she's concerned, or the small business owner is concerned, that they will leave many of them without jobs if their workplace closes. She goes on to list a number of concerns. Number one, agencies are enforcing laws they cannot explain. So she's contacted them and basically cannot get clarifying questions answered on these laws. Number two, these laws leave employers exposed to fines, audits, and litigation from the state, and the state will not clarify. Number two, earned sick and safe time is destabilizing staff and operations. And she goes on to list some of the areas. Staff skip every other shift or call in sick with no real accountability. Staffing becomes unpredictable for this small business. Managers cannot maintain adequate coverage. Remaining staff that actually come to work get burnt out trying to cover for those who aren't there. Labor costs jump dramatically because you got to pay for replacements. Number two, morale collapses among the employees who do not show up consistently. This particular business generates about $3 million in annual revenue. $3 million. Here's what happens to the money. Over $960,000 of it, or about $1 million, goes to payroll wages and payroll taxes. Operating costs run another $960,000. Administrative fees, licensing, compliance, repairs on average are another $960,000. So the total outflow is $2,880,000 of the $3 million of revenue, which leaves a balance of $120,000. Out of that $120,000, this small business owner has to pay for state and federal income taxes, property taxes, loan payments, equipment upgrades, emergency repairs, capital improvements, legal risk, rising regulatory burdens. This could put them out of business. Finally, in conclusion, she says, this is not about politics. It's about accountability, stability, and the survival of businesses that keep our communities alive. Again, the Democrats and Governor Walz passed these mandates, and they're going to be effective January 1, 26 or sooner with paid leave. The result is even down to a part-time employee, farms, businesses, and government is all going to have to implement this. They're also going to have to charge the employee a certain fee, percentage of their wages, and match it and send it into the state, where over 400 new full-time employees at the state are going to implement this program. Does it sound like it's going to work? It's convoluted. This is going to be just like Abomination Care and like Minlars. I don't know how it's going to work. I also got a call from another employer who has over 50 employees, and he wasn't even aware of it. And he was concerned about all the other taxes and mandates already that had happened. We Republicans had an alternative. It basically was a state tax credit for those businesses that would implement earned sick and safe time. But the Democrats and Governor Walz rejected it, and they mandated this one-size-fits-all all the way down to farmers who have seasonal employees. By the way, if your employee takes between 12 and 20 weeks, they can take off a year. You hire a sub, you also have to give them earned sick and safe time. This is an insane bill that is going to cripple many of our small businesses, the backbone of the state of Minnesota and our farms. Finally, I also got a letter just today from 8 mayors from up north. Here's what they say on their concerns about our economy. What happened to the $18 billion surplus? And all of a sudden we had a $6 billion deficit. Here's their concern. From 2019 to 2024, nationally, Minnesota ranked 33rd in GDP growth, 39th in job growth, 40th in labor force growth, 33rd in per capita income growth, 46th in median household income growth. Again, this is out of 50 states. 44th in tech job growth, 44th in overall competitive, and we had an out-migration of nearly 48,000 residents, most of them very successful and productive people between 20 and 24. These 8 mayors don't say whether they're Republican or Democrat. Governor Walz and the Democrats, besides all the fraud, are pursuing an agenda of anti-business and growing government at a rate that the private sector cannot keep up with. And on top of that, they are putting huge mandates on our counties, cities, and schools, driving up the cost. We need to change the direction of the state. Governor Walz and the Democrats need to be held accountable, and we need to stop punishing the backbone of the private sector that generates the tax revenues to make our state successful. Please get involved. God bless, and let's make Minnesota great again.